Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? I just pulled the latest morning round of weather videos, and I took some notes before I will have time to edit them that I thought I would share with y'all. If you are in the path of this storm, it is best not to underestimate it in any way, shape, or form. And the good reasons to pay attention to this are: one, it is exceeding all expectations. It had dropped to 962 millibars of pressure a little while ago, and it's at this point it's like pressure limbo. How low will it go? Which makes it a bomb cyclone. If it drops from like 1,000 to 950 or 940, that's like a 52-point drop. That is massive, which will cause amazingly damaging hard winds, wind gusts, straight line winds, and that will push, the storm is rotating counterclockwise, so that will push a lot of the moisture, some of the ocean, coastal flooding, snow, and it'll get bad. And so three of the videos from the Weather Channel, they're expressly pointing out Massachusetts, Cape Cod, up in those areas. You guys might be getting up to 6 foot inland, and there are parts of Jersey where you guys might get 6 foot of the ocean being pushed in by the wind, because we've already seen wind speeds of 60 miles per hour. We can see 70, 80. I found one on Ventusky that said 100 miles an hour, but for now, let's just prepare for the worst case scenario. And then I want to remind you that this is kind of like a hurricane. It has hurricane pressure, except for a lot of the stuff is going to be frozen. So you're going to get chunks of ice off the ocean near the coast that are going to be flying in with the wind, mixing with rain and snow and sleet. So it's going to be a pretty miserable, rough time as the storm passes. And so with all of this stuff, we're going to see a lot of power outages. I would guess it's in the millions. And just a little while ago, the last hurricane that nobody really paid attention to, except for the people in the very northeast, they hadn't been hit by hurricanes up there before, really. And so it knocked out a lot of power for a long time. And so we've seen with Puerto Rico and Oroville Dam and the northeast, how long it took them to get power back online, that, our response, not necessarily on a first responder level or an engineer level, it's more like a government bureaucratic, whatever the hell you want to call it is nowadays, and has been for a long time. So we have to rely on ourselves. And so on top of these power outages, and think if you want a month, look at this in here, you got tons of really much colder air rushing in. New York City is going to be 0 on Sunday. So you're going to get all this rain, all this snow, all this wetness, coastal flooding, and it's going to be freezing temperatures. You're going to have shit flying around, and then it's going to extra freeze. For how long, who knows? And then getting the repair trucks out there is going to be harder in the power outages. So if you go a week or two in 0-degree temperatures without any power, that's very tough. And so this may be a logistical problematic nightmare, depending on how bad it goes down and how strong the winds get. And that brings us to the week-old infrastructure. They add just, the $20 trillion we spent in the last, 95% of it in the last 30, 40 years since 1971. We didn't put a lot of it in our infrastructure. Where it went, I don't know. We don't have time to talk about that right now. All I know is we are all Americans. Like the Americas, like Canada, Mexico, America, South America. We are all the Americas. We're all in this together. And things are getting weird and going to get weird. They're going to keep getting weirder. If you haven't been paying attention to the weather, it has been increasingly getting weirder and more severe. So we have problems ahead of us, but we also have solutions. If we stop doing things the old way, the goofy way, the dumb way, the egotistical way, the arrogant way, come together, we can build and achieve anything. And we're going to have to adapt to these fast weather changes. So I just wanted to say, if you're on the coast, they were pressing coastal flooding, saying that if you get inland, both Heather and Ari said, with these winds, if you think there's a chance of coastal flooding, 6 feet, possibly more, be sure and get farther, safe inland. Don't underestimate the storm. That's all I'm asking. I mean, we're clicking to the models here and look at the wind field right now. It's much bigger than the models had estimated. This one has like a 3 core to it, which is really weird. So, I mean, this wind field stretches down from the tip of Florida up to Halifax almost. So, at this point, it's best not to underestimate it. I mean, remember, America's kind of like a DLT. The hot side's hot and the cold side's cold. So, things are different. This is a good wake-up moment. It's like somebody's punching the East Coast. See that? It's like an arm and a fist saying, wake up. Everybody, wake up. We got real shit we got to take care of. So, just letting everybody know, the storm is for real. And don't care what you call it. There's no need to argue about the name of stuff. That this storm is going to do some damage. Remember, it's got like hurricane strength winds. It's both like a hurricane and a nor'easter. I just made some people mad. And this is going to continue. And so, I'll check back. And I'll edit that video, but I just want to let everybody know. This storm is very serious. I mean, even the snow bands are a whole lot deeper in than they were supposed to be. And I bet we're going to see a lot of the totals that were mostly guessed and estimated exceeded. What is that doing? See, it's just weird. That doesn't look good. So, it would be just letting everybody know. All right. Thanks. Peace out. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Stay smart.